that left, of course, Tranmere and Boreham Wood. Three men next to me who know where the goals are, or certainly used to. Tranmere scored.
Got it.
Of course you have, mate. Tranmere scored 4 last Saturday, and Andy Cook wasn't on the score sheet. Is that good news or bad news?
Well, it's good news. It's a sign of a good team. If you look at all the teams that finish at the top of any league, the goals are normally spread out. It's not one player getting 50 goals, but they've got lots of options. I mean,
but he does get his fair share. 26 this season.
Experience, scored lots of goals at this level. Could play higher up, and he scores headers, shots. If you let crosses come in the box against him, he'll score goals.
Do you get the impression, Grant, he's still almost convincing his manager that he's the right guy?
Yeah, there was a spell where at the start of the season when they weren't winning, where everyone was calling for him not to play. Should we drop him? I said in commentary, we'd done the game, I said if they put crosses in for Andy Cook, without a doubt he will score goals. And then I think that game he scored 2. He's just one of them players that last week he didn't score, but he was an absolute nuisance. He was doing everything, and he lets the lads do all the other stuff. I said, I think he's getting better and better. I think when people realise what he can do and they play to his strength, he's a fantastic talent.
It helps with James Norwood, doesn't it, as well? Because he stretches play more. He can be a little bit more direct and physical, Cook, can't he? Whereas Norwood's doing his running, but he's one heck of a finisher, isn't he? There's no doubt about it. Score that many goals at any level is fantastic.
Yeah, and actually, if Tranmere are going to control the game in the way that they couldn't last year against Forest Green, you would think the likes of Norburn and Jeff Hughes will be instrumental in that.
That's right. Well, they struggled a bit in the previous game because they were overrunning midfield, but
outnumbered.
kept the discipline, and kept feeding the wide players, and in the end, the game turned completely. Getting Josh Ginley into the game, and Larnell Cole, and that worked. It worked in a big way, and they just couldn't handle it, could they, in the end?
What I was surprised about last week, them two ran the show in midfield. Literally every second ball they got transpired in Tranmere having an attack, and they had that spell of pressure where there's constantly won the ball back. And you've got to allude to the two of them. One goes on, one sits. They don't leave that little gap. It doesn't leave it long exposed.
Yeah, I was going to say, the tactics from Mickey Mellon today will be to get the ball out from the back, get it into Hughes in midfield. If they get tight with us in midfield, because they've got 3 in there, use our full-backs. If they try and push onto the full-backs, a wide players can come in the pockets. They'll just try and play through them. And if they also, when they're on the attack, they'll be totally aware of Boreham Wood's counter-attacks. So when McNulty is left stranded in the channel on his own, Jeff Hughes will come across and fill the gaps in when the full-backs go forward. So he'll have it all sorted, Mickey. He's an experienced manager, and it's up to Boreham Wood to try and stop him.
We shall see. We're not far away now. As you can see, drizzly day, but that should make for a lovely pitch for the team that plays the most football, frankly. Boreham Wood are no mugs, though. No mugs, come through 2 playoff games already, and will fancy that this might just be the fairy tale ending to an extraordinary season. Or is it finally Tranmere's turn after 3 long years out to return to the promised land for them of the Football League? The Vanarama National League playoff final is coming right up. But expectant at Wembley. Big pitch, of course. Tranmere fans in good voice. Teams not far away. Anthems, of course, and all the formalities that precede a big day like this. It's going to end happily, very happily for one side. Will it be Rovers or will it be Boreham Wood? In fact, with that in mind, Dean Saunders, the big pitch and a wet pitch, who will it suit better?
Tranmere, because they'll pass the ball around, and it's actually, you know, footballers love this weather. If you ask our players, no, it's raining, but this is perfect weather, and especially when you're trying to pass the ball at Wembley when the grass is a bit long. But today I can only see Tranmere winning the game. I don't like to say it because Boreham Wood have done so well all season, but I can't see Tranmere getting beat today.
They will presumably have talked a lot about last year, Tranmere in the week that's gone. Grant, will that have been something they'll have used as a good experience to say we don't let that happen again?
I think you pulled it, you do go for it, and they'll think about that, and they've talked about it all week and just said, look, it's a different year, it's a different group of players. The one thing they will be worried about is what we've seen with Boreham Wood, is that we've seen it last week and we've seen it against Val. They'll try and come out and they'll try and blow away 20 minutes, 25 minutes. If they can do that, and the crowd behind us start getting a little bit tasty and doubts start coming from last year, then that's where they'll be at the best.
There's no doubt, Chris, from what Luke Garrard said, they're going to try and come out the traps again, Boreham Wood.
They will. It's almost, you know, it's a brilliant story today. It's a brilliant final because Boreham Wood, they essentially got nothing to lose, have they? And they will go for it. They'll try and score and quieten the Tranmere crowd down. For Tranmere, there's so many different dynamics and storylines in that changing room, contracts, people's employment at the club, without being melodramatic. That's what type of game it is. And, you know, I've been in that situation. You know, lots of players in the changing room hoping that they get that glory and win. And I feel that they will.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, whoever wins, let's be honest, they deserve it. It's a tough, hard season, but there's so much against them that they have to do it.
Interesting. Maybe the necessity of what's at stake, the pressure will become a positive. Or maybe it'll be another day of, well, dreamland, really, for Boreham Wood. We're just making sure we're out of the way of the band. I'm trying to draw my team out of way in case they get trampled by a trombone. We don't want that to happen to Dean Saunders, not before kick-off. Dignitaries, as you can see, just finishing the formalities, the introductions, the anthem almost upon us. So, Dean, you're going Tranmere. Grant, you're going?
I'm going to go Boreham Wood.
You're going Boreham Wood.
I said Tranmere at the start of the season, and I'm sticking to it.
Sticking to it. You are sticking to it. As always, of course, the programme available to BT Sport viewers in 4K ultra high definition, BT TV channel 433. So 2 versus 1 in terms of the pundits. Of course, that matters somewhat, but the pitch will be where it's decided. All the Rovers fans that have come here in good number, will they go home happy? Will they even bother going home? They want to go to the Football League, that's for sure. Boreham Wood stand in their way. Here's the anthem. They're embracing now, but on whose parade will Wembley reign in 90 minutes' time? Or longer, of course, if it takes that much. Let's find out in the company of Adam Virgo alongside Adam Somerton.
Thank you, Matt. Afternoon, everyone. So it all comes down to this, the promotion final. Agony and ecstasy guaranteed. This is the time of the year when the prizes are handed out, and few are more hard-earned than Football League promotion. The Boreham Wood side is unchanged to the 11 that began their semi-final win over Sutton last Sunday. Kane Smith, Morgan Ferrier and Jamie Turley all remain out injured. Angelo Balanta and top scorer Bruno Andrade both scored home and away against Tranmere this season. Vice-captain Tom Champion is also an academy coach and twice a Wembley winner in the past, both with Cambridge United. Adam Virgo's been casting his eye over the Boreham Wood squad. Who's your player to watch, Adam?
Well, he's a player that, for me, has been arguably one of the best attacking players in the National League in Bruno Andrade. I think he's going to be absolutely vital today for Boreham Wood. In particular, I always feel against Tranmere, if you play well with a number 10 that can put into a hole, with McNulty and Sutton liking to drop, he can get a lot of joy in that final third, and he'll be absolutely massive today.
5 players in Tranmere's starting lineup also began the defeat to Forest Green here a year ago. Manny Monte lined up against them that day, but gets a start here as Adam Buxton has failed to recover from a stomach muscle injury. Connor Jennings makes the bench just 10 days after leaving hospital following a brief illness. Who's your key man today for Tranmere, Adam?
I think he's a player, James Norwood, in particular, that I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves, because he's an unselfish player that runs in that final third, and he complements Andy Cook very, very well. He certainly likes to run the channel, so he kind of occupied the 2 centre-halves and now gets space for Andy Cook in that final third to be very, very dangerous. Scored a spectacular free kick, as we see here against Zedri, that got them over the line, and again he'll be another big player for Tranmere.
How do you see this working out tactically, Adam?
Well, it'll be very, very interesting how, in particular, the midfield of Boreham Wood, how can they get to Tranmere Rovers? McNulty and Sutton, they tend to drop deep, and I'm thinking the likes of Balanta and Andrade, if they can get in those areas and then get running at Tranmere, they can cause some problems. If Boreham Wood don't get tight to Norwood and Hughes, and they control the game and the tempo, then the front two of Cook and Norwood will get a lot of joy today.
Our referee today is Neil Hare, who has taken charge of 24 National League matches this season. shown 74 yellow cards and 2 reds. Not the first time he's officiated at Wembley. The last time a much more low-key affair, though, the English Schools Football Association Under-11 District Cup final back in 2009. There is Mickey Mellon, the Tranmere manager, promotion winner with Fleetwood and Shrewsbury in the past, says he enjoys the pressure that comes with these games. Luke Garrard has been at Boreham Wood for 10 years, first as a player, then assistant, now the boss. This season led them to their highest ever league finish and their best FA Cup run as well. At this level, for these players, there is nothing more sought after than Football League promotion. Eyes on the prize, defeat almost unthinkable. It is winner takes all high-stakes football and a false start as well. This will be a day to remember for one of these sides, one best forgotten for the other. An afternoon of unscripted drama ahead. There will be nerves to handle and memories to make. Playoff finals, they really let us down now.
They don't. I'm very privileged to be part of one myself, and it's a great occasion for the players. It's a great occasion for the fans. With both managers now will feel helpless on the sidelines. They now need to trust their players in this big situation, massive pressure on both sides. And I really put in particular on Tranmere. They've been struggling to try and get back out of this league since being relegated. First 15 minutes of these games are always crucial. Don't make a mistake, settle into the game well.
Leoborn with the ball over, looking for Cole. As Tranmere seeking to end a 3-season Football League exile. An early challenge here on Shakes, and it's red! Inside a minute! What a dramatic start here in this promotion final. A red card for Whitehouse with less than 60 seconds on the clock. "48 seconds on the clock when Liam Ridehouse made that challenge. And how pivotal could that prove in deciding who is promoted to the Football League?
And to say this is throwing a spanner in the works is an understatement. It's the right decision. And you've got to give credit to the referee. To make a decision like that in a promotion final in the first minute, but he's got it right. It's a needless challenge there from Liam Ridehouse. It really is pointless. What is he going to gain out from it early on? Massive, massive decision, which for me is the right one, and fair play to him.
Well, we all know how fired up these Tranmere players and supporters are. Can you be too fired up?
Can be. Sometimes you get it with youngsters. They go into these games and they think a challenge early on is going to get the crowd going, and it's the right thing to do. He's an experienced player, Liam. He doesn't need to be making those challenges.
And then it was Tranmere Rovers, and of course finished runners-up, who came into this game as the favourites. But what an early boost that is for Luke Garrard and Boreham Wood. Here's another angle of it.
It's just out of control, isn't it? You can just see that left foot above the ball. Give credit to Neil Hare, because that's a big decision, Adam, to make in a promotion final. So much at stake, but I think he's got it right.
Well, we were expecting drama, and we've had a big dose of it already in this promotion final. It's going to be very interesting to see how he shapes up Tranmere here tactically now.
Well, he's gone to a 4-4-1. James Norwood just going on that left-hand side. Cole just playing central midfield. Ginelli on the right.
And it's Ginelli who's chasing this in a foot race here with Doe. He goes back to his goalkeeper Smith.
Sorry, Jeff Hughes going in at left back now. It's a 4-4-1. Just really important now, just Tranmere, just try and settle down now. It's going to be difficult for Mickey Mellon. Big 10-15 minutes now.
So Jeff Hughes, who will be leaving Tranmere Rovers, we know for certain at the end of this season. He's going back to his native Northern Ireland and the club where he started his career, Larne. Would have expected to be in the centre of midfield, but inside a minute told that he's got to go over to left back.
He's played full back this season as well. Jeff Hughes on a few occasions. Be one of these now, they're just being settled back four. You've got Monte, McNulty, Sutton and Hughes. Four players, especially the two fullbacks. They're not going to try and bomb on. They're going to now say it's a solid form. And it's really up to Norwood, Ginnelly and Cole to try and offer a little bit of support to Andy Cook in that final third.
Sent forward early by Doe. Still thinking, still reorganising here. Mickey Mellon along with his assistant Mike Jackson. As a manager you can plan, but you cannot legislate for a rush of blood to the head, the like of which that Liam Ridehouse suffered there.
I literally said it just before. Those players cross the right line, Luke Garrard and Mickey Mellon, they're helpless. They have to trust their players.
Shoulder to shoulder, Cook and Doe. They've been having quite a conflab down on the touchline, Mickey Mellon and his coaches, and they've sent out Jay Harris to warm up. It's McNulty, the captain, who will take the free kick here for Tranmere. Over it goes here towards Norwood. 20 goals for him in the regular season. That's Hughes. Down the line it goes here for Norwood, but a cross game champion for Boreham Wood.
It's only important now for Boreham Wood on Luke Garrard's side not to get excited now with the extra man. Lots of minutes still to play. Need to try and get a foothold in the game though, Boreham Wood. Just try and keep the ball for succession of passes.
Norwood with the cross, Cook with the header! 1-0 Tranmere! Down to 10 men, inside a minute. But they have the lead inside 7 minutes. The deadly front men combining for Mickey Mellon.
Well, it's those two again that come to Tranmere's saviour. Great movement from Norwood just to get away from champion. And Andy Cook just gets that half a yard on Scott Doe. And you need your big players to step up. Pressure situations like these two, they deliver. It's a quality ball in. We were saying before the game, you give the service to Andy Cook, who crosses into the box, he'll deliver.
Well, he was left on the bench for last season's promotion final. A decision from Mickey Mellon that really hurt Andy Cook. In from the start today and has already hit the back of the net. Ginnelly here with a head injury. Suggestion that he might have been hit by something that was thrown from the crowd. Well, this is the sort of thing that we really don't want to see. Of course, the goal was scored at the Boreham Wood end of Wembley.
Absolute idiots.
Thankfully, it looks as though Ginnelly is going to be okay, but that could easily, quite easily, have been very different. Wow, what a start to this game. And Tranmere here will have decided not to go with Jay Harris. And it's going to be Eddie Clark coming on. Let's just see if we can work out what happened. Oh, dearie me, yes. Well, he barely flinched when it hit him.
What an idiot. No place in football for that, Adam.
Well, I hope whoever threw that bottle never steps foot inside a football ground ever again. What an idiot. Eddie Clark ready to come on then. Just 19 years old, Eddie Clark. He's made 15 appearances this season. Currently in his second campaign in the senior side, having made his debut against Maidstone on the final day of last season. And how frustrating this must be, Adam. You'll be able to empathise as a former pro for Lionel Cole, who's effectively being sacrificed.
Well, unfortunately, he just has to take one for the team, and it's... Well, that's what it means, you know, the manager's speaking to him straight away. There's not a lot you can do. Mickey Mellon has to make a brave decision, and unfortunately, 2 or 3 of those players knew that they could get the hook, him being one of them.
We haven't even had 10 minutes yet, Adam. Goodness knows how many more twists and turns there are going to be at Wembley today. But the team reduced to 10 men after 47 seconds of this promotion final, with Liam Rydalch sent off, are in the lead here. Andrade going down right on the edge of the area. A shake of the head from Neil Hare. Merton.
It's really now important now, Boreham Wood just getting a little foothold into the game. They haven't started yet in terms of possession with the extra man.
They've certainly not made the most of it so far, but clearly it will tell as the game goes on.
Nowhere near a penalty, was it?
Given away by Merton. You only imagine, particularly in the second half, Tranmere are going to have to dig incredibly deep for, of course, a team that's already played 46 games during the regular season, and then the playoff semi-final as well. Liam Rydalch, with a shake of the head, already going to take his place. And he stands here. What must be going through his mind?
He's probably felt that a very lonely place in that dressing room for him when he walks in there. It's now to your players to get him out of a difficult situation. He's been excellent all season. He's been excellent last year as well.
I was only saying the other day how much it would mean to get back to Wembley. Of course, he signed for Tranmere when they were a League One side, suffered back-to-back relegation. So for him to have this shot at redemption, if you like, would have meant an awful lot. And remember, 5 of the players in the starting 11 today for Tranmere also started last season's final defeat against Forest Green. Believing. And McNulty. It's not just a back on him on it. Davis did well.
Did really well there. Scott Davis. He's got caught under his feet a little bit there, just using the outside of his boot to pass it back to the goalie.
Aiming for a 5th promotion with a 4th different club here today. Steve McNulty. And goes the cross over the head of Felipe. It was McNulty who got his head to that, and Ginelli couldn't keep it in. Tranmere Rovers were a Football League club before their relegation in 2015. And then Bruno Andrade with the shot blocked by McNulty. Now finally a little bit of pressure from Boreham Wood.
I think quite clear their lines here, Tranmere, Manny Monte. I think that was just going wide of the post anyway. With his delivery, Adam, they can be very dangerous from set plays.
This is this set-piece routine that has become commonplace in Boreham Wood. It worked for them against Tranmere here. Bruno Andrade with the ball over towards that back post where McNulty was there again for Tranmere Rovers.
We've seen this time and time again, 2 to the front, 2 to the back.
Cross goes Bruno Andrade to take this. Goal scoring record he's got against Tranmere, 3 in 6 league appearances against them. He'll take the corner here with all the centre halves forward for Boreham Wood. Remember, have that man advantage. Ricketts gets it wide. Here's Andrade again. Oh, he did brilliantly there.
He did well. And Oliver Norburn just went in close to Andrade down just to try and double up on him.
Tranmere Rovers desperate to get back to the Football League where they feel they belong. It would be uncharted territory for Boreham Wood. One game away from securing a Football League debut, but behind here, Cook with the opening goal. So that you know that challenge from Rydalsh was timed on 48 seconds, but the red card was actually produced on 54, so he gave himself a little bit of thinking time, but I think in your opinion, used it wisely.
I think he was right. Big game today. Long, hard season for both sides, and he's been made with a very quick decision to make so early into the game. I know he's made the right decision. It's a shame to see for the neutral for the game, but it's certainly the right one.
Monte plays it forward. Ginelli will get there. So they've got Cook in the middle. They're appealing for handball there, the Tranmere players. No penalty, but it will be a corner.
It's a great outball with Josh Ginelli down that right-hand side. Great little cut back there for Cook. I think it certainly comes off the back of Stevens. He's not started Boreham Wood. Seemed nervous.
Forward comes Richie Sutton here, of course, missed the end of last season in the playoffs with injury. Sutton. Just over a quarter of an hour gone in this promotion final. It's the man on loan from Burnley, Josh Ginelli, who will take the corner here. Plenty of movement in the box and towards the near post it went. I would imagine, with the mental response as much as anything, Adam, from his players.
Most definitely.
That red.
We're talking about the experience in this Tranmere side. It's certainly proven prevalent just at the moment.
It was something that perhaps was on the mind of Luke Garrard, the fact that this was Boreham Wood's first ever game at Wembley. Many of his players, of course, not played here. So he brought them yesterday to the ground to have a walk around, so to just get that bit out of their heads straight away.
It's a fair thing to do. I've seen, I know other clubs have done that in the past to bring the players down there to get your pictures taken, and then when you come here for today, then you can just concentrate on the football. It seems to me the red card seems to have stifled them. It really has at the moment.
It's by Monte and then by Sutton. Side second and fourth respectively at the end of the regular season. Tranmere finished 7 points above Boreham Wood. This is a one-off game to decide who is promoted to the Football League. Must have a winner today. Extra time penalties, both possibilities. It's the 10 men of Tranmere who lead at the moment.
He's done well, Andy Cook. Up against experience of Scott Doe. 2 or 3 free kicks that he's won for his side. Just gives yourself that little bit of breathing space.
Incredible record that Cook has. 73 goals in his last 131 National League appearances on the score sheet in the 7th minute at Wembley today. Easy claim for Smith.
Well, it's great movement from James Norwood originally, just a loose champion. Just hangs it in there brilliantly. Just gets a yard on Scott Doe, just gets in front of Danny Woodard. He's finally got himself a Wembley goal.
Bruno Andrade, real danger man for Boreham Wood. For Livy. Monte with a challenge on Woodard. Forest Green side that beat Tranmere a year ago in this game. Doe. Murta. Is Ricketts the captain? Now Murta again. Moves it to Livy. It's cleared by McNulty. Murta gets on the ball again here. Shakes on the outside, got a nudge there off Norwood, but the referee says play on, and it's Warburn now, the Tranmere Rovers. Can they start to make this man advantage tell here, Boreham Wood? Because if you didn't know, watching this game right now, you'd have no idea that they had a man advantage.
It's really important when they drop short, the likes of Ricketts and Murr to try and start the play off, being brave on the ball. Let's try and get this man on the ball now. Andrade into the game a lot more in that final third.
Hughes with the clearance. That's the goal scorer, Andy Cook. He's got Ginelli coming up on the outside. Champion, Lions Kieran Murta here. He's the youngest player of the year at Boreham Wood. Puts it out under pressure from Shakes. Bruno Andrade, who was quickly closed out. Just starting to enjoy a bit more possession, aren't they? Boreham Wood, as out comes Davis. An easy claim for him.
Especially with the two wing-backs for his side. Be really, really important for Luke Garrard.
He's talking about how he feels that they've galvanised the town of Boreham Wood, his players. Certainly a real feel-good factor around that football club at the moment. It's not going right for them on the day so far.
I think that really just sums up their start, Adam. Big occasion for this club, Boreham Wood, today.
How much can the magnitude of an occasion like this get in your head?
Massively. Absolutely massive. Get carried away of playing in the promotion final here at Wembley.
All the way along, they've been underdogs. Boreham Wood underdogs going into this now. But you can argue with that red card inside a minute. Suddenly you look at it and you think, are they really still the underdogs now? Probably not. How will that play out for them psychologically, handling that pressure? And they've not dealt with it too well so far, but there's an awful long way to go in this game, yeah. Monte with the throw-in. Here's Cook. It's Doe who got it clear. Nolte with a header forward for Tranmere. Verlevi, who's on loan from the Premier League side, Watford. Held up there by Monte, wanted the free kick but didn't get it. Flick on by Cook. Ginelli couldn't quite get there. It was cleared by Stevens. Champion. So playoff winner with Cambridge in 2014. The FA Trophy at Wembley as well that same season. Merton. Ricketts. Another Wembley winner in the Boreham Wood side. Merton. Cross it goes here for Verlevi. To take on Monte. He's not really assured at right back so far. Monte, the man who came into the team to replace the injured Adam Buxton today. Shakes. Champion. Is Angelo Balanta. He's part of that Bristol Rovers squad that went up by the playoffs in 2015. Verlevi, Balanta. to Tranmere.
So a little more of a new hair, the Tranmere players, because Andrade went down very, very easily at the start of the game. Now Balanta looking for that penalty there.
It was a little theatrical, wasn't it, from Angelo Balanta. Scored home and away against Tranmere this season. Greatest of kicks, either from the goalkeeper or Sutton, but Tranmere bring it forward here. Champion puts it out of play. A round trip of more than 400 miles for the Tranmere fans that have made their way here from the Wirral to Wembley. Meadow Park, Boreham Wood's ground, is in contrast just under 10 miles from the National Stadium. Up for a corner. It's not quite handling the occasion at the moment,
It's
Ball.
not. Seem to have struggled into this game, Adam. Turns of possession with the extra man, not really capitalised on it. And set plays now, as we've seen with the goal, with the cross coming in. Going to be absolutely vital with, like the Cook and Monte in particular, and Sutton can certainly offer.
Just under 20 minutes of this first half remaining. As in it goes from Ginelli. Hughes. Norburn, who was on the losing side at Wembley last season with Macclesfield in the FA Trophy. Here's Hughes again. Monta. Hughes. Ginelli's gone down. It was too much in the way of appeals from the Tranmere players. There were from their supporters. Woodards. Here's Bruno Andrade. To go on the outside here. Andrade taken away from him by Monte.
He's been excellent, Monte. Really, really good. It's a natural centre-half playing at full-back. When these one-on-one situations, when you really expect your pace players at Boreham Wood to offer him a problem or two, he's really, really stepped up well and defended brilliantly.
Big shoes to fill as well. Adam Buxton's had a very good season for Tranmere. Balanta. Woodards, who was briefly a Tranmere player in the past. Balanta. Merton moves it on here to Champion. Wide it goes for Shakes. Andrade and Felivi waiting in the middle. Norwood got it clear, but only temporarily. Merton gets it wide again. Shakes with the cross, but it's poor, really. Norburn with the ball here, looking to use the pace of Ginelli, but Ricketts was alive to it.
It's really important that when Boreham Wood get possession, that Shakes and Woodards get very, very high. That pushes back Ginelli and Norwood in particular. And this is where they'll give space in that midfield for Boreham Wood to get control in that final third.
Believe it. Quick run through for Balanta. Ginelli, like Norwood on the opposite side, getting back and defending and helping out the team. There's going to have to be a massive effort from Tranmere in that respect. Remember, down to 10 men since there were less than 60 seconds on the clock. But there were just, 5 minutes and 6 seconds between Rydal's being shown a red card and Cook putting Tranmere in front. That's how good the Tranmere reaction was to that early red card. Mickey Mellon couldn't really have asked for much more.
I think they've really settled into the game well since the red card. Not only got the goal, but in terms of controlling the tempo of the game, not too often have they been left in isolated situations in the final third where they've found it very, very difficult to come up against.
Ricketts. Woodards. Gets it back again here. Merton. This is Balanta. Clearance by McNulty. Balanta. Towards Bruno Andrade. It's not a bad idea, the flick on, but no one would have anticipated it from a Boreham Wood perspective. Down here on champion by Cook, and a free kick here to the Wood in a decent position. Taking it quickly though. Shakes. Good period of possession this for Boreham Wood. Ricketts. Balanta. Word from down on the benches is that Connor Jennings is going to be coming on for Tranmere, which is quite some story. Balanta with the ball in. Easy take for Davies.
That's really where Boreham would have failed in that final third.
Well, he spent 5 days in hospital with a brief illness just recently. Connor Jennings, of course, scored in last season's final defeat against Forest Green. But 10 days after coming out of hospital, he's going to come on here with half an hour on the clock. Connor Jennings. Ginelli is the player who's going to be coming off. Of course, the player who was hit by a bottle thrown from the crowd earlier on.
I think it's Mickey Mellon reading the danger. As I mentioned before, I think that Connor Jennings offers Tranmere a better defensive unit when they don't have the ball, and I think that's the only reason. I feel like he can also get in the final third as well, but you're just feeling over the last 15 minutes of Boreham Wood just getting a little bit more control in the game, in particular your two full-backs getting forward well, and I just think he offers something a bit more defensively to keep Tranmere solid.
It's a risk though, isn't it, Adam, to make 2 changes when you're down to 10 men already with half an hour on the clock?
Certainly is brave for Mickey Mellon. The first one he sort of felt that he had to make with Eddie Clark coming on, just to give a balance of certainly a left-back going into that position. I think this is more tactical, seeing how the game's going from the side.
Champion plays forward. Bruno Andrade shakes on the outside. Felivi's waiting in the middle. Back it goes though to Champion. Now Ricketts. Merton. Somebody make something happen here for Boreham Wood. Not like that, they won't. Well intercepted by Hughes. And here goes Ginelli. He's got Cook up in support. He's overhit the pass. Gave Cook no chance really there.
No position. Plenty of room for Balanta to run into now.
Here comes Angelo Balanta. Into Felivi, great first touch. That's a brilliant challenge by Richie Sutton.
Great defending there from Richie Sutton. But it's a brilliant first touch from Felivi. First time really have we seen in between the centre-halves. There's a great little bit of movement there to just move away from McNulty. Well, one centre-half has beaten you, your other one to come across and make a timely challenge.
He's played more minutes this season than any other Tranmere player. Richie Sutton, that was an invaluable challenge there. In goes the corner. Davis got it away, but only as far as Shakes. Important block by Ginelli. Hit from the goalkeeper, coming out of play.
He's just so reliable, Grant Smith from the floor. Left take as is.
So this substitution about to be made by Mickey Mellon. Ginelli anticipating his number. Indeed, it is raised. Number 18. He had a massive contribution, didn't he, in the playoff semi-final. Ginelli was arguably maybe Tranmere's best player on the day, scored a lovely goal, but taken off here with Connor Jennings brought on 10 days after coming out of hospital. It is quite a story.
Well, it really is. Mickey Mellon must trust that he has the fitness in him now to see how these 90 minutes. It's certainly great to see him back on the pitch. I think it's the balance of Norwood and Jennings on either flanks defensively that I think Mickey Mellon's just looked at, possibly why the substitutions being made within this first half.
A bit goes towards Norwood. Let's tell you about our National League review of the season programme, which is coming up this Thursday at 10 o'clock. BT Sport 1 for that, a 2-hour special. Real in-depth look at the National League season, which has been absolutely gripping, really. So unpredictable it's been. We've had more drama already today as Shakes races to keep that in, but couldn't. It's non-league finals day, of course, next weekend, and BT Sport will be here. Firstly for the Vars, Stockton Town against Thatcham Town. That's from midday. It's also in 4K, as is the FA Trophy final. The 6th tier side, Brackley Town, against the National League team, Bromley. Next Sunday at 3:45 for that, another programme in 4K. Always a great day, non-league finals day. What a big decision it was, with less than a minute on the clock for Neil Hare.
And it's the right decision. Just look at his left foot going into the top of Ricky Shake's ankle. I think luckily he just jumped out the way of it, because if he had a standing leg there still, I think it'd have been a lot worse.
Space to run into here for Shakes. Hughes looking to close him down. Levy gets involved here on the right flank. In goes his cross, and well dealt with by Richie Sutton. Foul on Cook by Stevens. Inside the final 10 minutes of this first half.
It's a needless challenge to give it away again from Stevens. Doe's giving away a couple as well now. He's not going to get the ball short, Andy Cook, and spin you in behind and run you. So just get time, just make sure they play the ball backwards, and then that's when your midfielders can then start ratting in against the Tranmere players to try and win it back. Just giving away cheap free kicks that give Tranmere 1 or 2 opportunities just to take their time and get the players up.
The Boreham Wood chairman, Danny Hunter, coming towards the end of his 19th season at the club. I'm told he's missing his son's graduations, having flown back from the United States for today's game. He's always wanted to walk down Wembley Way, apparently to watch his side. Luke Garrard saying that even if they don't win this game, he's glad that he's been able to do that for his chairman. Champion. Ricketts. Champion. Murta. Angelo Balanta now for Boreham Wood. Balanta, so often a creative spark for Boreham Wood this season. They can pick out for Livy there. Goes to Cook, who's going to have to get through a lot of work up front today. There will be times when he's likely to be quite isolated.
Well, it's important that he just conserves his energy and makes the right runs at the right time.
Ricketts. Murta.
They get the ball 25-30 yards out, Boreham Wood. They don't really have the options in front of them. They're quite static, the players. And when the ball goes out wide, then they haven't really got that target man to get the cross into without Morgan Ferrier into the side. Just seem a little bit lost in possession in that final third, just trying to break something through. Not really seeing many midfield runners moving in beyond the 2 centre-halves.
Over it comes here to Felivi, who's brought it down, and he went down rather easily again there. That's the 3rd time we've seen that from a Boreham Wood player.
Well, it's 3 times we've seen this now. Players going down far too easily, and we haven't seen a yellow card yet. He's just certainly looking for it.
Certainly had a big impact in these playoffs, though. Michael Felivi, a goal and an assist. Made his Premier League debut for Watford back in January of 2017, a 2-0 loss at Stoke. they created, though, Adam, as much as you'd have expected Bournemouth for a side who've been playing against 10 men since the first one?
I've been pretty disappointed with them, to be honest, Adam. I think the red card has kind of stifled them, because then the shape and the formation of Tranmere certainly changes when they don't have the ball within their own half. In terms of moving the ball quickly, they haven't done that enough. They haven't got Andrade into the game, into an area where he can get on the half turn.
Tranmere would have held no fears for Boreham Wood. Twice this season, Tranmere have failed to beat them, 1 draw and 1 defeat. And at no point in either game had Tranmere been in front. Came from 2 down to draw 2-2 at Prenton Park in August, and Boreham Wood won 2-1 at Meadow Park in March. It's Tranmere Rovers who had the lead through Andy Cook here. Merton. Ricketts finds Scott Doe. And only his second start, his second spell for Boreham Wood in that semi-final victory over Sutton.
Just his positioning, I think this is why Connor James came on there, just get tight to Danny Woodards.
Led by Clark. High foot by Atlanta. They could be in trouble here, the frustration. Just getting to Atlanta. Being pulled across here by Neil Hare.
Frustration. How much contact was there on James Norwood? Not a lot. Seeing that camera angle, I don't think that's a free kick at all. The air of frustration of what it was given against him.
Right in front of the referee. No doubt the yellow card was for the act of petulance, really, rather than the high foot. He could be so important, though, for Boreham Wood. The fourth official here just having a word with the referee, apparently about Luke Garrard. So, message here to him just to calm down. He's the youngest manager in the top 5 divisions of English football. Luke Garrard, 32. He was 30 when he was appointed in October of 2015. Remains the youngest manager in the top 5 divisions. Told it's a final warning now for Luke Garrard. The way that this half has gone on, the red card in a way has affected Boreham Wood perhaps more than it has Tranmere.
I think it has. I think it's just really, really stifled them, and you know, without Giannelli now playing and Tonto is fit, Tranmere don't really counter-attack with out-and-out pace. So I think them just sitting back in now as a 2 banks of 4 will certainly suit them, and they've got the experience now to really grind out the result.
Well, Boreham Wood really have had more than their fair share of injury problems just late, and another problem here for Woodards. He seems to be holding just above his knee there.
It's a sore one.
That looks a painful one. It may well be forced into a change here. Luke Garrard, of course, without Morgan Ferrier today, without Kane Smith, without Jamie Turley as well, who had his jaw fractured in 2 places in the eliminator victory over Fylde. Plenty of walking wounded at Boreham Wood right now. Well, it was that deadly combination of Norwood and Cook that combines for the only goal of the game so far.
But it's Norwood's moving from a throw-in. If anyone's watching, this is what you do. You go one way to go the other. He's just behind Champion. Just look at his movement. Just there. And that just gives him half a yard to get the cross in. And then when you hang it in there like that, Andy Cook would have gone to bed last night praying for a ball like this to come in. And he just attacks it, just gets that yard on Scott Doe. And it was a great reaction from them going to 10 men as well. Really, really good reaction.
How much would it have meant, Adam, to Cook to deliver a big performance today, bearing in mind he was left on the bench by Mickey Mellon for last season's final?
Listen, it'll always be very, very disappointing missing on out a Wembley final. But that's all you can ever do, Adam, to your critics, to your manager. to the fans, to everybody. It's how you react to your next game, and in the big games as well. It's good to see that former teammate of mine, Danny, when I know he struggled with knee problems in the past, and you might want to see him go off with a bad knee injury.
Relief for Luke Garrard. They'll certainly be able to get him through to half-time with only 30 seconds of the first half remaining here, plus whatever is added on. He's become a key player. Woodard's former Tranmere man for Boreham Wood, started out at Chelsea. I think he reminded you many times when you played together, didn't he?
Yeah, he did once or twice.
Expecting there to be 6 added minutes at the end of this first half. So Woodard's back on. And there is confirmation of the 6 added minutes. Boreham Wood, remember the side who've had to take the slightly longer route to this point. Unlike Tranmere, they had a playoff eliminator. They beat Fylde in that before then defeating Sutton in the semis. Tranmere went straight through to the last 4 and beat Ebbsfleet 4-2 with the aid of extra time at Prenton Park. Put clear by Clark, a teenager who was brought on as an early sub after that red card for Ridehouse. Andrade, over it goes towards Valivi, but headed clear by Monte. Doe. Champion deals for handball from the Tranmere fans. Since the playoffs were introduced in the 2002-03 season at this level, this is the 6th time that the final's been contested between the runners-up and the team that finished 4th. Only once has the runner-up been the promoted team. 4 times the lower ranked side has won it. Well, it's Tranmere in front here, and it's Cook with some support in the box. Hughes is one of them. Jennings is there as well. He's done well. Yeah, the goal kick in the end. He really is working his socks off at top, Cook.
It's good reading there from Connor Jennings. Just Hughes then trying to make that run into the box. I don't think he was really aware that he was there, so he really just had his head down, and he just needed that little bit of luck to go off Scott Doe for a corner. Just bounces back onto himself for a goal kick.
For Levy. Down here by Cook. Wilbur. 2 of the 6 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. Clark. Norwood. It's a nice return by Hughes. Comfortable in the end for Smith. Jennings. Scored the beauty of a goal in last season's game at Wembley for Tranmere. It was at the opposite end of the ground, actually. Warburn, Norwood. I'd imagine the half-time whistle can't come soon enough for Luke Garrard to get his players in and regroup.
I think so. Just to get that collectedness together. Hasn't been the best half for him.
Just out of sight here, Richie Sutton has gone down injured. There was a shake of the head from Richie Sutton as well. He's already indicated to the bench that he doesn't feel he's going to be able to continue here. Richie Sutton, National League title winner with Mansfield back in 2013. But of course, as we said earlier, it was always a gamble for Mickey Mellon to make that second change. And now he's going to have to have made his 3rd and final change before the end of the first half. And clearly can't afford any more injuries in the second period, or they'll be down to 9 men.
Well, he was brave and really only Mickey will really know. Thinking Varner just making those substitutions quite quickly. He's been excellent all season, Richie Sutton, for his side, and Tranmere.
It's Jay Harris who's going to be coming on to replace him here, was also brought on as a sub in the semi-final victory over Ebbsfleet. Central midfielder by trade, he was described not that long ago by Mickey Mellon as the heartbeat of the team, keeps things ticking over. It was what Mickey Mellon said, but those Tranmere supporters almost in disbelief at what we've seen happen. What's transpired in this first 45 minutes. Reduced to 10 men inside a minute, took the lead with around 6 minutes on the clock, and now they're going to have made all their changes before half-time. Harris on for Sutton. They never do things the easy way, Tranmere.
No, they don't. Just seeing what he does here. Just to put Jay Harris in at right back. Maybe could have put Connor Jennings at right back and put Jay Harris out on their right-hand side, but more of a natural midfielder. Manny Monte just going into his natural position of centre-half. So 2 changes now in the back 4. In the first half, Boreham now needs to try and capitalise on that.
An Achilles injury is the problem with Richie Sutton. Here's for Levy. Champion. Last minute of added time at the end of this first half. Woodards. Balanta with the cross. And that really does sum things up from Boreham Wood's perspective in this first half. They need to do much better.
Well, they do. They've got this far throughout the season of playing well and doing well in that final third. But when you're looking at big games, you're looking at your big players. And for his side, his big players just haven't stepped up to the plate just yet.
Liam Rideout still, no doubt, playing that moment in the first minute through his head. And of course, he'll be feeling even worse seeing someone like Richie Sutton come off, seeing his manager have to make all 3 changes and hoping beyond hope that this goes the way of his team. Seventh minute of added time at the end of this first half here. Both teams could do with the half-time whistle for very different reasons. Here's Stevens. Champion. Andrade. Shakes made the run down the right, ignored by Andrade, who finds Murta. Champion. Murta. And the way was Monte. Clearance was by Hughes. Ricketts, Tranmere supporters want that half-time whistle. Boreham Wood on the attack with Andrade. Cross it comes here to Woodards. In goes the crossing, it's a good ball too, and it's an equalizer. What a good finish from Bruno Andrade. Tranmere wanted the half-time whistle, it didn't come, and Bruno Andrade, Boreham Wood's top scorer this season, capitalised to the fullest effect. Great finish, Boreham Wood on terms.
I was just talking about your big players to step up and get yourself out of this situation. Mention it so many times, the wide men in particular, the fullbacks and wing-backs play a vital, vital part. And it's a quality ball from Danny Woodards, because it was quite difficult to control when it went into his chest. Beautifully put back to an area for Bruno Andrade to come and strike it. And it's a calm finish as well. That side foot puts it into the bottom corner. Now Lou Garrard's team's going to be very, very different now at half-time.
Well, what a start we had to the first half. What an end we've had to the first half. We're in the 9th minute of added time at the end of this first half, and finally it comes to an end. 6 minutes have been indicated, and no wonder Mickey Mellon is going off looking at his watch. Bruno Andrade, who got 20 goals in the regular season, has scored a crucial one here for Boreham Wood after Andy Cook had given the 10 men of Tranmere the lead. It's all happening at Wembley. At half-time, it's Boreham Wood 1, Tranmere Rovers 1.
What an extraordinary half in this promotion final. Less than a minute when Liam Rydell saw red, literally, and from the referee. You'll regret that. But Tranmere, against the odds, got themselves in front. Norwood and Cook, the dynamic duo once again, right on the stroke of half-time, deep into injury time. Bruno has put Boreham Wood level, and Rovers, of course, have used all three of their substitutes. Wow. Dean, Grant and Chris, where do we start with that? What a game. A little bit of everything, including the madness right at the beginning.
I don't know if it is a record, but it's got to be close to being...
It's a record under the arch, certainly at the new Wembley,
is it?
Yeah.
Well,
in terms of the quickest
had a bit
red
of
card.
everything. Yeah, and I mean, it's a reckless challenge. For me, I don't know what the lads think, but that is just the occasion getting the better of you. Thinking you've got to get your foot in early on. He's overrun it, and that is a bad challenge. For me, straight red. Every day.
Any dissenters?
Nah, I don't think so. I think what he's done is he thought it's a minute in, everything's gone on top.
He's overrun the touch, hasn't he, Chris?
Yeah,
and then he's...
Yeah, it's a heavy touch. I mean, I'm really disappointed for the lad. You know, his family at the stadium, all the things that go with it. But the referee was brave. The referee was brave, I have to say, because I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he gave it so early.
Yeah.
But it is the right decision.
Yeah, really, as far as the ref's concerned, and really by rights, it doesn't matter when it happens. If it's a reckless challenge, it's a red card.
He sat behind us in the crowd there. He's come down, sat down. He's more or less in tears, and he thinks he's let everyone down. He said, "I've killed us there," you know. But they've scored a goal right after it, which is a bit of a relief to him. But
what, 5 minutes or so later, little clever bit of movement from Norwood from the throw-in.
It was a great bit of movement, wasn't it? We said he might be the provider or the legs for Cook, and he was. It's a brilliant ball in. Just bright from the throw-in, a great ball, and he attacks it brilliantly. And you just think, don't you, is it going to be their day?
Yeah, indeed. And actually, very worryingly as well, in the celebrations that follow, Josh Ginley, who's since gone off as part of a tactical change, I think struck by a bottle. I think the pictures do show.
Unacceptable.
Which obviously is...
joke.
How does he get the bottle in the stadium to start with and throw in bottles from the side of the pitch?
That's clearly
ridiculous.
Unacceptable at any football match, and worrying in itself. Now, he made a number of changes, certainly the first two tactical, Grant, to try and restrict Boreham Wood's chances of carving Tranmere open with 10 men.
Yeah, we see the first one. It's just the goal here.
Now, it's well worked, but he has at this point got two midfielders really playing in a kind of...
Yeah, well, Jay Harris
right
comes on. He's not a right back. He goes inside to try and press and slips. Connor Jennings tries to cover for him, also not a right back. It's a great finish, but tactically, you know, I mean, he's complaining there about the time because there's 8 minutes, or 9 minutes of injury time.
There were 6 minutes minimum to play of extras, obviously, with all that had gone on. Then Richie Sutton gets injured and eventually substituted, which added 2 minutes, we're told, on the clock as we've counted it back and looked back at the pictures. So there is a justification from the ref's point of view.
He's going to do that.
It's happened in the 9th minute that they've scored.
Yeah, it's the same thing. When you're a coach and you're a manager, you're going to feel aggrieved by it, and they're going absolutely ballistic, and I was in there. But as I said, my only concern is, I said about the second substitution, I'm not sure they need to do it at the time they've done it. Dean said he thought they did. But now, they've played 45 minutes with 10 men. They've now used all the subs, and they've got another 45 minutes on Wembley.
Grant, you can understand he tried to do it for the right reasons, didn't he? And you don't expect your centre-half then to get injured.
No, of course.
I understand the first one, but not the second one.
I know, you're trying to protect, as a manager, what he'll be asking himself those questions at the half-time interval, won't he now? They've got a mountain to climb.
Dean sort of said pre-match what managers worry about when their head hits the pillar the night before a cup final. I can't imagine Mickey Mellon thought all this through. Wow. Cook put Rovers in front, 10-man Rovers. Back have come Boreham Wood. 10-man now up against Boreham Wood for 45 minutes in the drizzle here at Wembley. Someone eventually will emerge victorious. Second half next. One here. Tranmere are level, but it's the stuff of nightmares in lots of ways, their dream day. Richie Sutton, of course, has had to come off injured. He's gone to console Liam Rydell, who, of course, was sent off in the first minute. And I understand now in the half-time break, confirmation from the officials that Mike Jackson, the assistant to Mickey Mellon, has been sent to the stands. So Mickey Mellon, Chris Hargreaves, is one apiece, but he's got 10 men on the pitch, no more subs and no assistant.
Well, he needs snookers, doesn't he? I mean, he went to bed last night, and this is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
if they do it, it's probably the biggest escape of all time. Maybe we could say he made the second substitution too early, but you don't expect your centre-half to then go and get injured.
No.
There's so many people out of position at the moment. I think it's such an uphill task. I have sympathy for him, I've got to say, as a fellow manager, but it's going to be a tough task, isn't it, second half?
Long 45 minutes ahead, you feel, for the 10 men of Tranmere. One apiece as it stands, remember, so they are on level terms. But of course, no more options for Mickey. Luke Garrard obviously will feel this might turn out to be his day. We'll find out as we rejoin Adam and Adam.
Thank you, Matt. The final game of a long and grueling campaign, but still time to make a difference, to seize an opportunity, as Bruno Andrade did in the closing stages of that first half, to get Boreham Wood on level terms after Andy Cook had given Tranmere the lead 5 minutes and 6 seconds after Liam Rydalge had been sent off inside the first minute. A remarkable first half, Adam Virgo, but I just wonder, particularly from a Tranmere perspective, the adversity that they're up against here, what would have been said at half-time by Mickey Mellon?
To try and keep their confidence going, because I thought they played very, very well in that first half. I thought they really kept Boreham Wood at bay for long majorities of the game, and then when it went into those 2 extra minutes in injury time, and they managed just to slip away, and Bruno Andrade rescued a goal for his side just coming into half-time. It's important now that they don't think about the consequences of conceding that late goal in the first half, and now try and concentrate on the second half and start like they did.
Just to confirm for you a bit of housekeeping, that the assistant Tranmere manager Mike Jackson has been sent to the stands because of what we're told was foul and abusive language. They weren't happy at all, Tranmere Rovers, with the amount of added time that there was at the end of that first half, in which of course Boreham Wood got the equaliser.
Well, there was 6 minutes, and I was thinking where the extra 2 minutes had come from.
Boreham Wood want to reach the Football League, you could say all this a bonus for them. It's already exceeded expectations this year. Here's Jennings. Could be an early opportunity for Tranmere. Good stop by Smith. Still could be another chance. And it's deflected wide. Almost a perfect start for the second half of Tranmere, but they have got a corner.
Well played, Connor Jennings. A little link-up play. Yes, you get a little bit lucky. Just go through Scott Doe. I think he chooses the right option to go towards that near post area. Saving block in the end from Tom Champion. Attacking their end now. Certainly gives you an extra yard of pace, I must admit.
Monte's up from the back. Jennings and Norwood and Cook are all in there as well. It's Norburn who will take the corner here. It's Norwood with the header.
Just couldn't generate enough power there.
It says that Tranmere players will do anything not to feel the same as they did last year. James Norwood, that defeat against Forest Green, also said that they got their heads around the fact that they were going to be involved in the playoffs a lot earlier on this season, thought that that could make a difference for them today. I know that Mickey Mellon said that there was a sense of calm in the squad coming into this. They won't be calm now after that first half. Once again, a promotion final throwing up a script that even Hollywood's finest was throw out as fanciful. We've still got 45 minutes to go here. Shakes. Tranmere, remember, down to 10 men since the first minute and have made all 3 of their changes. Felipe, tempting ball. Davis read it well. Got there just in the nick of time before Woodards. To define just how important this next 45 minutes is for both of these clubs. Opportunities like this don't always come around that often. And the National League, notoriously difficult to get out of with just that one automatic promotion place. Boreham Wood aiming to reach the Football League for the first time in their history. Tranmere hoping to avoid a 4th straight season outside of the Football League. They'd had 94 years in the Football League, remember, before that.
Just seem a little bit more calmer in possession, Boreham Wood. couple of minutes into the second half. Tranmere just dropping off. It's all going to be difficult to keep that tempo of the way that they closed down in that first half, down with 10 men. So I think there'll be better opportunities for Boreham Wood in this second half to use the ball a lot better. I think that's what Luke Garrard will be slightly disappointed with in that second half. It's the final ball. Apart from the goal, the final ball has been pretty poor from Boreham Wood.
Champion chips it up towards Andrade here, who's trapped by Manny Monte. Game so far for Forest Green there. It's a QPR. Monte. Clark to take the throw in here for Tranmere Rovers. Bruno Andrade finds Shakes. He's in his 4th season with Boreham Wood. That's a good ball over. Just ran away from Balanta momentarily. And now maybe there's a counter-attack on. Harris racing to get there. Full-blooded challenge with Doe.
Mickey Mellon saw his left back flying in like that. I'm sure he had a heart in his mouth moment just for a split second. You see Jay Harris go in there. He clearly wins the ball first.
Both players fully committed. Scott Doe was a playoff semi-finalist with Dagenham and Redbridge this season, hoping to go all the way with Boreham Wood. Who probably, Adam, for the first time this season, were in a position where they are the favourites to get promoted. They've always been the underdogs. Though Luke Garrard had said ahead of this game that he genuinely thought, even in pre-season, that they could get promoted, Boreham Wood. There weren't many others who would have thought that. Norwood. Hughes. And it goes here to Cook in a race for champion. We'll find Clark. Clark's done well to win that back. Hughes goes on the outside. Seems happy with the way his side have started this second half, Mickey Mellon. On to plan so far in the second half for Boreham Wood. Tranmere supporters will no doubt be trying to feed off the energy of their supporters behind that goal. A substitution being readied here already by Luke Garrard. Sorba Thomas being readied. Here's Apologetics. Not too dissimilar to position to which he scored at Wembley last season.
Exactly thought that the minute that he wound up that right foot. Just got a good bit of space there. Good little give and go around Danny Woodard. Good first touch. Just couldn't quite get the direction and the power behind the shot.
There's the Tranmere assistant, Mike Jackson, looking pretty forlorn, having been sent to the stands. It's a long way down, isn't it, to Mickey Mellon. Shakes. Oh, it goes here to Andrade. And out of play by Clark. What a good player who Andrade is. Three games Andrade has had against Tranmere this season, and he's scored in all of them. Bruno Andrade. Livy is the player chasing this from Boreham Wood's side of things, but guided out by Harris. Just a reminder that we must have a winner this afternoon. Extra time and penalties, both possibilities. He always said before the game that he felt his side were the underdogs. Said that most of the people at Wembley, certainly the neutrals, would be expecting Tranmere to get promoted. no excuses environment Mickey Mellon has always said he has at Tranmere Rovers. He won't want any of those players feeling sorry for themselves, and the way they've started this second half would suggest that they're not right now. There's just too much on this for anybody to feel sorry for themselves.
So need to grind this one out. The 10 minutes left on the field. Substitutions used up already. I was surprised with one of them. I mean, Connor Jennings come on for Josh Ginnelly. Maybe just save one for the second half, just to get the little breathing space if you just needed something in that second half, just to change things around. But he's been brave and made those substitutions.
You were saying at half-time, I honestly can't remember ever seeing a team reduced to 10 men with a red card, having used all their substitutions by half-time. I can't ever remember seeing that before. Given away cheaply. Off goes Andrade. He's got Shakes getting up in support. Tracking back here by Wilbur. How much is energy conservation in the minds of these Tranmere players, Adam, bearing in mind the circumstances?
It'll be absolutely everything. The periods of the game where you may just have to sit back and conserve your energy, press in the right areas, don't make silly runs to lose that energy, and then when you have that time and ability to get in that final third or make a sprint to create a pass from somebody, that's when you certainly have to use it. Talking around you is going to be absolutely vital, as much as anything for Tranmere in this second half. The communication of organising, winning players on to get in their positions. And the likes of McNulty in particular, someone like him, organisation now is going to be absolutely pivotal. Comes from your leaders like himself.
Set long by Monta. This Tranmere's immediate shot at playoff redemption, beat the finalists last season, didn't do themselves justice really against Forest Green. Never been successful once in playoffs, Tranmere Rovers. Ricketts is the player down here. Boreham Wood, by the way, have a 100% record in playoffs. Twice they've been involved in them, twice they've won them, 2010 and 2015. They were successful. Stevens has gone forward. He's champion, one of the centre halves who will take this for Boreham Wood. Done clear by Hughes. Doe with the header, who just got in front of Andy Cook. Chasing down by Norwood, but it ran kindly for champion, who releases Shakes. It's a caught there by Norwood. Shakes certainly thought so. The referee does indeed give the decision in Boreham Wood's favour. Ricketts for Livy. You can only imagine the emotions that they'll be going through in the posh seats. Mark Palios, the owner of Tranmere Rovers, of course a former Tranmere player, made more than 270 appearances for them. Him and his wife Nicola came in a few years back now to take over the club. It means an awful lot to them personally, doesn't it, Tranmere Rovers, while they were so desperate to try and turn things around. Hoping Mickey Mellon is the man to guide them back to the promised land of the Football League, but my goodness me, they've got a big job on their hands here against a very good Boreham Wood team as well.
Boreham Wood have got the best chance of being a Football League side. It's now in this second half. Dominated possession pretty well. Scott Davis hasn't really been pulled into too many saves within this second half. It's important they try not slow the tempo down. Now Tranmere just to drop back into their pockets of space and play deep and try and shield it out.
Balanta. Just too close to Davis. a 2-hour review show special of the National League season coming up Thursday at 10 o'clock. It gets its first airing. A lot of hard work has gone into that programme, and told it's a really good watch as well. BT Sport 1, the channel for that. In goes the early cross, Shakes arriving at the back post.
Still their best out ball for Boreham Wood, getting the ball out very, very wide. Especially down that right-hand side, Jay Harris not being a natural fullback. So what you'll tend to do is play quite narrow, because you're too afraid sometimes to get yourself out in those one-on-one situations.
Tranmere supporters doing their level best to rouse their players here. They far outnumber the Boreham Wood supporters. Tranmere had the highest average gate in the National League this season. Boreham Wood had the lowest, so a real mismatch in that respect. But it's far from a mismatch on the pitch. Murta with the pass here to Champion. Almost an hour gone at Wembley. It's as we were at half-time as Shakes plays it back here to Champion. Stevens to Doe. It was with the challenge there. I think the referee Neil Hare wants a word at the very least. He's going to be shown a yellow card here, the Watford loanee. Balanta, who's on a booking himself, pleading the cause of Felivi.
Certainly not too many complaints from just that little lay one there. Jay Harris just getting the toe in. Yeah, just there.
He's 20 years old, Michael Felivi. Said that Luke Garrard's probably the best thing that could have happened to him this season. Seems to have really enjoyed the fact that there's a manager who believes in him, that wants to play it. It's difficult to break into the first team setup at Watford. Champion got his head to it. Both sides struggling to create chances at the moment.
I'm surprised that Boreham Wood haven't created more two-on-one chances within the fullbacks. And the midfielders offering a little bit of support to the two wing-backs in particular to push Tranmere back in those full-back areas.
Champion. Stevens, a Welsh under-21 international. Here's Murta, plays for Antigua and Barbuda. Well, one back here by Murta. Forward early, quickly by Doe, but straight through it goes to Davis. Down by Cook. Well, they know that their side need them right now, the Tranmere supporters, and they really are doing their best to get behind them. Talked about the players not wanting Adam to feel that agony that they did after the defeat to Forest Green last season. The same will go for those supporters.
It'll be massive now in these second half to be the 11th man, not the 12th usually. As a player, when you're hearing this roar on the pitch, it just galvanises you, it really does. You tend to find a yard of energy from somewhere.
Is this their time? It would be arguably against the odds if a team that has been playing with 10 men since the first minute could win this promotion final, but it's all square at the moment, and it's all to play for as Cook is unable to keep it in. round trip of over 400 miles for the Tranmere supporters who've come from the Wirral. They call this Wirral South. Plenty of journeys here back in the 90s, I recall. It's Boreham Wood's first ever trip to Wembley as a club. Remember, they've been improving steadily but consistently over recent years. This is their third season running at this level. 2016 they finished 19th, only 2 points above the relegation zone. It was 11th last season and now 4th this season. A club very much on the up. Danny Hunter, the Boreham Wood chairman, the man presiding over that steady but consistent development.
Done absolutely brilliantly. Belief in a young manager in Luke Garrard to take this club forward. Times have played so well in this league. To get to a promotion final was an absolutely outstanding achievement. Way more than anyone probably would have expected at the start to get to the final. The playoffs would have been a certain realistic opportunity for them.
There's Bruno Andrade, as he brought down there by Norburn. He was. Now this could be interesting. Great position for Boreham Wood to try and exploit here.
He wins that second ball well. I don't think you can have too many complaints there. Just a little challenge there on Andrade from Norburn. As we know, as we saw against Sutton, he's got the ability here, this player Bruno Andrade.
For those that didn't see that game, he hit a 30-yard free kick. It was pushed onto the bar and ended up on the rebound being tapped in by Felivi for what turned out to be the winner. Something of a set-piece specialist, Andrade, which Scott Davis will be well aware of. Has the potential to be a key moment, this. Andrade with the ball in, and he made sure, Davis.
Yeah, routine save. Not really too much power in the free kick. I think he's just looking more to try and hit the target. Just sitting outside the post, but not taking any chances.
What can they do from the resulting corner here? Over towards Balanta. Lord back defending for Tranmere. Bruno Andrade, who's coming all the way across to take this. But a minute ago we were mentioning how they've developed so steadily and consistently. Boreham Wood, of course, one of the things we didn't mention was their academy, which is very highly rated. The first team looking to reach the Football League for the first time in club history. What a chance they have up against 10 men here. In it goes from Bruno Andrade. It's headed clear by McNulty. Ricketts, the captain, got to it first for Boreham Wood. And quickly he's found Bruno Andrade. Deep cross from him towards the back post, and Norwood heads it behind, and it's a period of concerted pressure here from Boreham Wood.
Tranmere just try and dig in now. Brilliant little ball there from Ricketts around the corner to Andrade. Maybe a champion on the inside that could have driven with the ball towards the 18-yard box.
Boreham Wood just trying to keep Tranmere penned in here for the moment. Movement in the box. Davis has come a long way. He's not been able to gather it in, but he's helped out by Cook, who gets it clear. Heart-in-mouth moment there for Tranmere Rovers at the back. Boreham Wood dominating for the moment. Here comes Jennings. Boreham Wood are readying another change. Quigley, I'm told, he's about to come on shortly. Word is it's for Livy, who's the player who's going to be replaced. Clark, Hughes, Norwood. Trip there by Norwood. that change we've been expecting then. Joe Quigley about to come on. He's on loan from the Premier League side Bournemouth, an Irish under-21 international. Came on as a sub in both of the playoff matches as well, Joe Quigley. This introduction is just going to have to wait a little while longer here.
Just may give them an out ball in that final third. They're getting a lot of width now in particular, because they're keeping the ball much better than what they were in the first half, and that's due to Tranmere just getting more and more tired. So Quigley can certainly add a presence from crosses when they come in.
So just over 20 minutes to go at Wembley, and it's Levy who will make way here.
He did well in the two playoff games. Morgan Ferrier got injured, but just hasn't quite been his afternoon. He has worked hard, but just lacking a tiny bit of quality. So no surprise that Lou Garrard has looked for this change just to try and freshen things up in the final third.
Some pedigree quickly, capped 3 times by the Republic of Ireland under-21s. He came on as a sub in a 1-0 win against Azerbaijan as recently as March. He's got 2 goals in 2 league appearances against Tranmere. Came against playing for Woking and Wrexham. So he's enjoyed coming up against him in the past. The keeper's come a long way here, Smith. Champion. Scott Doe. Merton. Much of the onus on Boreham Wood here, having played against 10 men since the first minute. Merton. Ricketts. Balanta. It goes in the direction of Quigley, who was held off by Monte.
It's the kind of possession I was really expecting from Boreham Wood in the first half. When Tranmere went down to 10 men, they didn't quite capitalise on having the extra man, but second half, I think Lou Garrard would be slightly pleased with the possession that they've had. In terms of just moving the ball a lot quicker, trying to work around the sides of Tranmere.
Another play by Scott Doe. 46-game regular season, then the playoffs. This really has been a marathon campaign for both of these clubs, but only one can go up, only one can experience the joy and the relief of the other. It's all the way back to the beginning. It really is brutal, but that is playoff football. It is high-stakes football. Which one of these sides can find a way to win this match? Stevens' head's clear. Jay Harris with the throw-in for Tranmere. Jennings. Into Cook. Champion at his back, gets the pass away to Jennings. Oh, it almost came through for Norwood. So close to applying the touch. But they have got a corner, Tranmere.
Oh, good play from Andy Cook. That's what you need in that final third. It's just someone to hold the ball up. Takes a wicked deflection off Stevens in the end, and Norwood just couldn't quite reach out to get a touch on it.
Now it's Tranmere's opportunity to try and exert a bit of pressure here on the Boreham Wood goal. Difficult for the 10 men to create in open play. Could this be their best route to goal? Monte forward as Norburn takes the corner. Both sets of players appealing, but it's going to be another corner. A roar from the Tranmere supporters behind that goal. Another injury problem, it looks, for Tranmere. They'll be hoping it is just a footwear issue, that, for Norwood, because Mickey Mellon's already made all his changes. Maybe it is more than a footwear problem. struggling, I think. Well, it's certainly one to watch for Norwood, but he does have to go off. They'll be down to 9. In it goes from Hughes. Oh, Norwood was in there. It's behind for a goal kick.
Just gets a little jump there on Ricketts.
And he spoke so well ahead of this game, James Norwood, so well and so passionately about what this means today, not just to him but to the Tranmere squad as a whole. This non-league finals day next weekend. The Vars is Stockton Town and against Thatcham Town next Sunday from midday for that on 1. It's also in 4K. And then the trophy final, which will follow it, Brackley Town in the 6th tier against the National League side Bromley, 3:45 the start time for that. It's also in 4K. Always a brilliant day, non-league finals day. Now here's Quickly. He's got Balanta in the box, but never got the chance to put over the cross because Harris put it behind for a corner.
Good little run there from Quigley. Just has to be intelligent when Boreham Wood have just got the ball in that final third. He will be very, very key.
All we see for a second season running, the side promoted to the Football League for the first time in their history by the playoffs. As Forest Green achieved last season, exactly what Boreham Wood are looking to do this time. Inside the final quarter of an hour at Wembley. Bruno Andrade's corner. Oh, and it's been dropped. And quickly swung a leg at it. Balanta's in there. Monte's headed it clear. Let off.
His reaction says it all. A mistake against Ebbsfleet in the semi-finals. Routine take there for Scott Davis. In fairness, True's rallied around him. It's only a bit of zip in the surface earlier with the rain that came down. Routine take for him. He just took his eye off the ball.
Remember, he said early on this season how it took a long time to get over last season's defeat in the final for Scott Davis, but he also said, as many of the Tranmere players have done, Adam, that it's turned into a motivator for them.
I think it always is a hard game to lose that playoff final. I think especially this one. Also as well trying to get back into the Football League in the manner they didn't really turn up against Forest Green.
Norwood. Angle was always against him. He had Jennings in the middle. Well, it's been a compelling watch so far. The red card inside a minute for Liam Rydalsh. But then, in the 6th minute, it's Cook who put Tranmere in front. The equaliser deep into added time at the end of the first half, scored by Bruno Andrade. But no more goals since. And this really is this promotion final on a knife edge here. Miscontrolled by McNulty, quickly tried to make the most of it. Kicked against him by Harris.
Just that little diagonal to him was the ball that they've been missing as a plan B. A lot of the time they've been going in and around the sides. Just a little diagonal down to Jay Harris. More often than not that you know you're going to out-jump him, and both fullbacks in particular. And it's really important then the likes of Murta, Andrade, and to get forward in and around him.
Ricketts, got his head to that. Andrade. I thought the last touch was off Harris, and the referee Neil Hare agreed.
It's a close one. It's good play there from Harris in the end because he got back goal side. Don't see too much in that one from that angle. This one might clear it up a little bit more. Brushed his foot slightly, but big call.
It is as we tick towards the final 10 minutes. Harris got his head to it. Woodard's. That's exactly what Tranmere need. Harris sliding in. Concentration and stamina so important here in this promotion final. But so could a piece of quality from somebody as well. You never know, it might be a mistake too that decides things. Murta, in goes the cross to Hiver quickly, but Shakes was arriving.
Certainly a teasing ball in. How much does Eddie Clark know about Shakes on the left-hand side of him? Just runs off Norwood. I don't think he knows he's there. Teasing ball in from the midfielder.
Made his senior debut, Ricky Shakes, against Tranmere for Bolton back in 2004. Can his side find a way in the final 10 minutes here? Said before the game, Luke Garrard, that his own personal emotions were, as he put it, in check. Very businesslike. Jennings. He goes the cross. Norwood's! In for Tranmere! James Norwood! Utter joy for Tranmere Rovers! Inside the final 10 minutes! What an effort from the 10 men! It might just be enough to take them back to the promised land of the Football League!
Oh, how big is this moment going to be this afternoon for Tranmere? First real opportunity that they've got there. Jennings does brilliantly. And it's just a desire to run across champion. I'm not too sure if Grant Smith should be letting this one in, my opinion. It just bounces down. I think he knows he should be doing better. But fair play to James Norwood. It's the one that goes and attacks it in front of champion. Hits the header on target, you give yourself every opportunity. Teasing ball in there. I think from that angle he shouldn't miss. I think the goalie, when he looks back on that, will be disappointed he didn't get a stronger hand, but what a turnaround from Tranmere.
20 goals in the regular season, scored a beauty of a free kick in the semi-final. Has James Norwood now scored the goal that finally sends Tranmere back to the Football League? We'll find out in the fullness of time, but they've taken a massive step towards it. Down to 10 men since the first minute. What a story, what a final. But there's still time yet for Boreham Wood to come back. Can they make the most of that man advantage? Quickly, Norburn wins it back. Big point to make, Adam, about that goal. How on earth have three Boreham Wood centre-halves lost Norwood? But Rydell's in tears. The man who was sent off inside a minute. Devastated. But is there to be salvation? It means so much. It means so much. You can't put it into words. You can't quantify it. Boreham Wood change as Garrard reacts to that goal. Woodard's off, and it's Thomas who's on here. Sorba Thomas is just 18. He's come through the youth ranks. An increasingly productive academy for Boreham Wood. Only imagine what the Boreham Wood supporters must be thinking. What an opportunity that is slipping through their hands.
I don't think you'll ever have a better opportunity to be a Football League club. They've done enough in the second half, really, to test Tranmere. Scott Davies, apart from the fumble that he had from the cross that come in, not too much.
Monza. Is that a foul on Cook? Referee felt it was fair. Boreham Wood have to gamble, they have to take chances, they have to ask questions. Shakes, racing to keep it in, and he did.
The goal's giving Tranmere an extra edge. James Norwood just chasing the defenders down.
Mickey Mellon's been urging the Tranmere supporters to make as much noise as possible, and they're responding. Can Boreham Wood react with an equalising goal here to that header for Norwood? Shakes. Thomas in towards quickly, and he won the header. And it didn't quite drop for Murta in the box.
Attack the defence. Tranmere just to drop in deep and try and stop crosses coming. Looking at Boreham Wood now, you need quality on the ball, you can't afford to give away cheap passes.
Hanson with the ball in, he was looking for Murta. Very clear. And McNulty, champion, won the header. Clearance by Monta, inside the final 5 minutes. The 10 men of Tranmere on the brink, but there's still time for Boreham Wood. It's quickly, he just took too long.
Just dwelled on it too long, Joe Quigley. Brilliant there from Jay Harris, because he's beaten originally, but just does not give it up. How much time he's got to make a decision.
Tranmere's 8th playoff campaign, only one of the previous 7 has been successful. Those supporters have to go back to 1991 for the last time they won a playoff final at Wembley. Luke Garrard's side have 4 minutes plus whatever is added on to try and force extra time here. Boreham Wood, remember, a team who against all the odds have reached Wembley.
Stevens is going to stay up there now, just to be an extra body up there, just to aim for with long balls.
Ricketts. Andrada. Ricketts. Misplaced the pass for Andrada. Celebrating almost like a goal by the Tranmere fans. They're so close now, Tranmere. Their wait nearly over. Is the dream about to become a reality for Tranmere Rovers? Just under a year since suffering playoff heartache against Forest Green, they are right on the brink now. Palios, the chairman, looking remarkably relaxed in the circumstances.
They look relaxed, I'm pretty sure. As you can clearly see now, these next 5 minutes will feel like 55 minutes for these Tranmere fans.
Flick on. Jennings into the box. Was he tripped by Dole? No. It's going to be a yellow card for Jennings.
I think he's had a good game, Neil, here. And again, he's just got the decision spot on, slight contact there. 4 players now we've seen them just go down far too easily, which for me is slightly disappointing to see.
2 minutes to go. Stevens beaten to it by McNulty. It's going to be very interesting to see how much added time there is. Bearing in mind the fact that Boreham Wood, of course, scored it deep into added time at the end of the first half. And Mickey Mellon, the Tranmere staff, felt that too much added time had been played. In it goes from Balanta. and shakes. He feels he was fouled.
Jack Hughes was the coolest man in Wembley when he just headed that back to Scott Davis. Just there, too sure he knew too much about it.
Tranmere runners-up in the National League for 2 seasons running. And they finally going back to the Football League. Less than a minute of normal time remaining. He'll be a manager. You can only imagine the stress levels that Mickey Mellon's going through. Some of the Tranmere supporters have barely been able to watch. Hughes. Norwood. Well, Liam Rydalsh has already been in tears after that goal went in from Norwood. Still, he can barely look on. 3 minutes of added time. One last big effort here from Boreham Wood, looking to reach the Football League for the first time in their history. Can they force extra time? Andrade, it's a good ball through, and it's quickly. What's the handball there?
It's a very close call. Teddy Clark. I've seen them given. Have seen them given.
Well, he made a massive decision, Neil Hare, inside a minute. He's made another big one there. That one's gone in Tranmere's favour. Sutton's injured, Buxton's injured. Rydal's sent off. Talk about up against it. But what a story Tranmere are writing here. They never ever do things the easy way. Less than 2 minutes to go. Can Tranmere hold on? Champion gets it wide. Sliding in was Norwood.
It's been excellent, James Norwood. Just his all-round performance today. The assist, the goal, but his work rate when Boreham would have had the ball has been absolutely excellent. Being Tranmere's best player by a mile.
Norwood with the pass. Now Jennings was tempted to hit it, and then probably rather wisely decided to head for the corner flag, surrounded by blue shirts. He's got the decision as well. They're arguing amongst themselves now, the Boreham Wood players.
Because you're shouting to Kieran Merton, what are you doing? Don't need to make the challenge to give away a cheap foul. Did the right thing in the end, Connor Jennings, just to run it in the corner.
Here's the game up now for Boreham Wood. What a season it's been for them. 4th place and a promotion final. But are they about to fall at the very last here? Luke Garrard's side.
They'll have a very expensive bar bill tonight if they get through now.
He owes his teammates one, doesn't he? Though trying to keep it in, trying to keep it going, trying to keep Boreham Wood hopes alive. Desperately hoping it would go out there, Boreham Wood. Merton. The final seconds here at Wembley. Surely one last attack now. If they can get it forward, they can't. Oh, he's got a free kick. Right at the end, we've moved into the 4th minute of added time here. Mickey Mellon wants the final whistle again. He's looking at the watch. Surely it's everybody forward here.
It's now or never, isn't it?
It's football on a knife edge. It's Boreham Wood's last chance. Can Tranmere hold out? Forward it goes from Smith. And still we go on. Promoted! Tranmere are going up! to the Football League they go. Losers at Wembley a year ago, but what a contrast today. Joy and relief in equal measure, a release of emotion, a season's objective achieved, down to 10 men from the first minute, but against all the odds, Tranmere Rovers have found a way at Wembley. They've handled the pressure, they've handled the occasion, and they are going back to where they feel they belong. James Norwood, the match winner. Afters involving McNulty and Garrard. But that's all a sideshow. Tranmere promoted. Mark Palios can celebrate. The fans can celebrate. They've done it, Adam Berger.
Well, if there is a way to end this topsy-turvy National League, it's today's game. So many emotions, so many ups and downs. But you have to say, his side to a man were absolutely brilliant. To react so well from Liam Rydash's red card. Them fans kept them going throughout the whole game. And that man there, his performance was absolutely sensational. It really, really was. Set up the first goal for Cook, got the winner, and they were absolutely brilliant. You have to give commiserations to Boreham Wood after a long, long, hard season. But their performance today, Tranmere, was absolutely sensational. And we wish them the best of the luck, now back in the Football League.
Steve McNulty, I'm told you saw there, is off to see his mum in the crowd. Let's get reaction. No better man to hear from than the match winner, James Norwood.
James Norwood, more of a defensive role than anything today for 90% of the game, yet you still had the energy to pop up with the winner that sends Tranmere Rovers into the Football League. How does it feel?
Look at that. Hey, there's nothing better. Best fans in the league. We said we'd die for each other today. We had the sending off. We just dug in, seen the game out. We knew we'd get a chance. It just had to go in. Everyone was amazing today. Amazing. And just credit to our work ethic. We come here last year, we lost. And that's just given us the drive for today.
The sending off seemed to go in your favour somehow. You went down to 10 men, you reacted straight away with the goal.
Yeah, well, like I said, we got a never say die attitude. We will go to the end, and it just showed we soaked up so much pressure. It was incredible, sucked everything up, and then we just knew we'd get one chance. If we took it, that was our game.
How did it feel when you saw it hit the back of the net? It was a faint header, wasn't it? And it just crept in the corner. How did it feel?
Feels great. Any goal's great. But at home of football, when we dug in for that long, trying to see a game out, and obviously took the knock with a goal just before half-time. But just to score, just to get promoted is incredible.
Thanks very much, Joe. Steve, how does it feel to skipper your side across the line and get in the Football League?
Thought I did. Two little girls were here today, they couldn't make it. Daddy loves us, that was for you. It was brilliant. We were up against it. First minute we got sent off, so we knew we had to dig in. We knew we could hit them on the break, we kept it tight to the back, and that's what we've done.
So for 90 minutes almost, you've been down to 10 men. Are you proud of your team? Are you proud of the performances of each of the players today?
Just shows what character they've got in the squad. We're a close bunch of lads. We dig in for each other, and that's what we've done today.
And how much does it mean to do it for the fans behind you that have travelled down to Wembley to see you over the line?
You know, it's one of our hometown clubs, so this is the sweetest promotion I've had yet, so look at them. Amazing, amazing.
Thank you, Steve. Congratulations and well done. Back to you, Matt. Oh, we've got Liam Ryder. Liam, is that emotional for you today? How did you feel about getting sent off in the first minute?
Obviously, I wasn't happy with that. I've looked at it back, and you know, I have gone a bit high on the tackle, but the boys were fucking fantastic. Sorry about me, they were absolutely fantastic, and I just can't believe it, to be honest with you.
It must have been an emotional roller coaster for you. I see you had your head in your hands, your hand over your mouth. You just couldn't quite believe that you were sitting there watching on while your team were battling to win the game today.
Yeah, we're absolutely, you know, we're helpless, and the lads were fantastic. Just so proud. Everyone deserves it at this football club. You know, I've been here for 5 years now, and finally to get some success is absolutely fantastic.
Will you be buying the beers tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, your turn. Congratulations, you're in the Football League. Well done, Liam, well done. Back to you.
Well, wow, you can imagine how high emotions are running here at Wembley for Tranmere. Players, fans, etc. Apologies for any unintentional bad language, but you perhaps can understand it in this instance. I was sat beside or behind Liam Rydalch. He was shaking like a leaf for the last 20 minutes of that game, and maybe for a long time before that. Obviously felt tremendous mixture of emotions, I'm sure, but what an extraordinary performance by 10 men for, well, 89 minutes. To find a way to win that in normal time says a lot about this group of players and their manager. Every bit of bad luck, Grant Holt, that could have gone Tranmere's way went their way today, and yet they've come out winners.
That's it. It's like reading the worst script that can possibly happen.
Amazing.
It is, and I said to Dean, I've seen a lot of things at Wembley. I said, but that has got to be up there with one of the best achievements I've seen.
Yeah.
10 men after a minute. By half-time, you've used all 3 subs, and they're dead in the feet. But to go and win it, and we said if they pull this off, which we knew the way they were going to do it, it was always going to be on the counter. Extraordinary, and fair credit to them. They've had the stick this year. Everyone put their favourites, everyone ripped them off, especially start the season with through so many points away, and they've got the job done.
Dean, it seems in some ways unfair to forget individuals, but Cook and Norwood have carried this team at times this season, and they've done the job today. James Norwood in particular, outstanding.
Brilliant header, and a brilliant header from Cook. I mean, like I said before the game, who'd be a manager when you go to bed on Friday night and you wake up to this, come into the game, you stand on the side of the pitch, you've done everything went wrong, everything that could go wrong. A tackle after a minute, but what a performance. And fair play to Boreham Wood, they've done brilliant, but they never created a chance today.
No. Fair play to everybody in a Tranmere shirt. Andy Cooks with Jeff Brazier.
Yeah, Andy, you've scored many goals this season. Have you scored a goal more important than that one?
Nah, no chance. I think it set the tone a bit, didn't it? Obviously, with what happened early on, getting the goal, obviously disappointing to go down to 10 men. Like, obviously, the lads think we had hard done by that. And then, obviously, to concede the goal just before half-time, you know, sometimes that kills you, but we come out, kept going, and then, obviously, you got the win for these, like, the nose with a header. Just kept grafting away, and that's what's happened, we've won.
And it's like the perfect reaction to one of your players being sent off. You obviously didn't switch off and feel sorry for yourself, did you?
Nah, I don't think we could have done that, because obviously you've seen games where you go down 10 men early, switch off, you know, and you don't win the game, do you know what I mean? So we've just thought everyone just kept alive, kept going, and we got the win.
And what's it like as a striker? You know you're down to 10 men. You've had to put in an incredible amount of graft to chase everything down today, but you did it and you got yourself across the line. How does it feel?
Oh, absolutely amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's all we've worked for all season to get promotion, and we've got it. So everyone's happy.
Andy, go and celebrate. Congratulations, well done.
Well, tears of joy, relief. Oh, I can't imagine what they've been through the last hour and a half, the Tranmere Rovers fans. And of course, for every winner, and it's been extraordinary the way Tranmere have won this, it'll be the ecstasy for agony, but for ecstasy for Tranmere, the agony, of course, for Boreham Wood. Tears of a different kind, very much for Grant Smith, and all in pale blue today. Their turn may yet come in the years to come, but Tranmere have waited for this, worked for this, and are on the way up, of course, for the trophy lift. We'll hear more from down on pitch side in due course, but let's return you to Adam Summerton for this.
Thank you, Matt. A walk up 107 steps here for the Tranmere players to receive the trophy. I've got to say it was a lot less taxing at the old Wembley when it was 39 steps, but they should glide up those stairs, Adam Berger.
They will do. They'd have been dreaming of this last night. Climbing the hallowed steps of Wembley to lift the trophy. It's every single player's dream, Adam, to one play at Wembley and then to be a winner as well. It's such a special occasion for all of these players, and the manner of the game, wasn't it? I don't think I've ever seen a game like it, to be honest, just the ups and downs of it all. But his side to a man were absolutely brilliant, and he was brave early on in the first half to make those tactical substitutions for the good of the team. And I think overall, not only for today's game, Adam, but for the whole season, they deserve to be back in the Football League.
Of course, runners-up 2 seasons running as well.
It shows great character in the squad. As we saw against Ebbsfleet, in that semi-final of the playoffs. Just brilliant character to a man.
Of course, this is the other side of things as well. The Boreham Wood players watching on as Tranmere go to receive the trophy. What a contrast in emotions. It's what, of course, playoff finals are all about.
It's very fortunate to play mine and win. And it's very heartbreaking for the Boreham Wood fans and players. You'll love this moment for the rest of your life. You'll never, ever forget it.
The relief, though, Adam, that these Tranmere players will be feeling, it isn't just joy, because the size of the club, the expectations upon them, relief is one of the biggest emotions they'll be feeling.
It will be now. A bit like when Grimsby were trying to get over the line to get out of the division, a bit like Luton when they were trying to get out of the division. These big clubs can get sucked into the National League and find it very, very difficult to come out. They did perform this time last year against Forest Green. They were where these Boreham Wood players, seeing Forest Green go up and collect the trophy, and that would have hurt them. But they've shown unbelievable character to come back this season and do it the second time of asking.
And Barwick, the man presenting the medals, the man in charge of the National League, is Mickey Mellon, who's gone through so many emotions down on that touchline today. Comes to receive his as well, getting the acknowledgement of the crowd as his face appeared on the big screen as well here at Wembley. All the pressure gone from his shoulders. All the work, effort and dedication has been worth it. A 48-game season, thousands of miles travelled. As now they wait the moment where they can lift that trophy. Onwards players watching on how that will hurt them. And there's the trophy, there's what it's all about. Steve McNulty, the captain, will be the man who the trophy is given to here. A moment I'm sure that he'll have dreamt about and played through his mind, and hoped would happen. And that says it all, doesn't it? There's the trophy, and there's Steve McNulty. Tranmere always believed, they never gave up, and there's the reward. Tranmere Rovers are back where they feel they belong. All the pressure, all the tension's gone now. They can look forward to a life back in the Football League.
A brilliant moment for the football club. The pressure of them coming into today's game and throughout the whole playoffs. With that one-off game against Ebbsfleet, could have easily been a banana skin for his side. Ian Ridehouse will be certainly a relieved man. James Norwood, absolutely brilliant today. Like every single player, they've been brilliant to a man. And it's good to see them back in the Football Leagues. Generally do believe, Adam, that's where they belong.
Big cheer for the big man, Andy Cook. Of course, the National League's top scorer this season, Richie Sutton, had to go off injured, but gets to lift the trophy. Clark, who came on, did really well. Andy Mangan, a Scouser, will really be enjoying this. Nice for Norburn as well. Of course, he was a losing finalist with Macclesfield at Wembley last season in the FA Trophy. But it will be a very happy journey back to the northwest for those Tranmere supporters. Steve McNulty has achieved his 5th promotion with a 4th different club. And how good will that feel for the chairman? Mark Palios returned to Tranmere with the aim of getting them back into the Football League, and he's achieved that. And now, of course, Adam, it's how they use this Tranmere, because this can be a platform for a club that can go to very high places with the backing they've got.
They can do. Bristol Rovers is probably the best example of it.
The biggest cheer of the lot for Mickey Mellon. Also a man who knew the club very well indeed before he took over as manager. He knows the demands, he knows the expectations that come with representing Tranmere Rovers. And Mickey Mellon has delivered. on the big stage.
Well, he'd been under the most pressure at the start of the season, Adam, to deliver promotion. After the heartache last year of Forest Green beating them here, well, they didn't perform. It's now a lot of players out of contract next season. How do they regroup these players to make a push in League Two? But that's a long way away for these players. Got to enjoy these moments together as individuals and as teams, and with your families and all your friends and your partners that are going to be here and support you throughout the season.
Remember, he said last year, he had a final against Forest Green, Mark Palias, he was asked about the financial implications in terms of promotion. He said victory would have been worth £1.5 million last year, defeat would cost them around 400,000 in lost revenue. The tension and the pressure's gone now. They can celebrate, a big club with big ambitions. They'll hope for many more days like this in the future. A day their supporters will never forget that.
Well, the sweetest of victories in the most extraordinary of circumstances, and the polar opposite of 12 months ago. That day they were losers. This day they are winners. Tough on Boreham Wood, of course, who'd come a long way through the playoffs in the new format. Their day may yet come. For Tranmere, it is today, and they return to the Football League. We'll round it all up here from Mickey Mellon, and of course more of those involved, plus the boys alongside me in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Rovers are up. The worst of starts, actually, with Liam Rydell sent off after less than a minute here at Wembley. And yet they went in front against the odds. Andy Cook on the end of James Norwood's cross. Back came Boreham Wood before half-time through Bruno. But Norwood would not be denied, nor his teammates. The 10 men of Tranmere found a way late in the day and are promoted. Extraordinary way to do it. Doesn't get much better than that. And I have not seen Mickey Mellon move that fast for quite a while. Like the days of yore. And that's what it means to Rovers fans, players, manager, all involved. Heaven knows they'll enjoy tonight and life back in the Football League. A family moment, lovely to see. And that's, of course, well, I don't think Tyson Fury would have kept Tranmere Rovers at bay today. They are enjoying the moment, and why not? Heaven knows they've suffered for their promotion. And Mickey Mellon, good enough to join us pitch side. Can you put it into words that we can put out on the telly?
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, to win a playoff game, a final, is fantastic at any time. But to have the odds so heavily stacked against us from the first minute, and then lose a goal in the 71st minute of the first half, and then come back again and show the character that they had. We just calmed them down at half-time and said, look, these are the jobs that we're going to have to be good at, and if we can catch them, we'll catch them, or a set play or a counter-attack, and we did that right at the end. So I'm delighted. The lads have been brilliant. I mean, it's no easy task to come to Wembley anyway, but to believe and keep believing and get a result like that's terrific.
We talked about what managers go through the night before a big game, pre-match. It was the stuff of every manager's nightmares that first half. Red card, 10 men, no subs left. Manager then assistant sent off in the half-time interval. I mean, it doesn't get much worse.
Well, it doesn't get any better, does it now?
No.
He planned it all.
We planned it all. We're trying to make decent TV for you, isn't we?
Exactly.
No, we just had to dig in. We knew what the jobs were. Sometimes the jobs are there and you just know what they are, and you just got to be good at them. So we knew what they were from very, very early, and we just stuck to our task, and to get a winner at the end is just unbelievable.
How long was that last 8 or 9 minutes for you? It must have felt like an eternity.
Jeez, it was unbelievable. Then I'm worried how many he's going to add on again. Yeah. But they hung in there and they kept on fighting, and to get a result, I mean, you can see what it means to the football club. It's massive, because we have really suffered over the last couple of years. And
what about that move?
Some pace, that, isn't it?
Oh. So we've had to slow that down just to fit it in.
And then I get taken out. Somebody wipes me out. But no, it's brilliant. I'm made up. It just means so much to everybody.
Yeah. And actually, a couple of us were sat just behind Liam Rydell, who obviously has suffered in a strange way all afternoon. He was shaking like a leaf the last 20 minutes, just because he knew what his teammates were potentially saving him from.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to live with that, would you? You wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, but he's off the hook now, so we get on with it, and he'll learn from that, and he'll have to realise that in the first couple of minutes of a game, you've got to be careful. But
he's overrun it, obviously, and then he's overcommitted,
and then probably the surface, and then he's out of control, isn't he? He's left the ground, and well, we can have no complaints about that.
No. And then, of course, you're trying to reshuffle the whole of that first half. You've ended up taking both wingers off to try and cope with a presumed possession in the middle of the pitch to deny them.
Yeah, we just wanted to get a wee bit more experience on there, because we knew what the jobs were, and the lads who were on, it's not their type of game. We needed somebody who had a lot of nous, knew the position well, and used his professionalism, and that's what Connor Jennings did for us. So we're delighted to get over the line.
Of course, it was Connor who showed a little turn of speed, and then a lovely hanging ball for James Norwood, who was immense all day to score the winner.
Well, what Connor Jennings has been through, I know, is a fairy tale in its own. I mean, he's pretty much wiped out last week, and to be on the pitch is a miracle, to be honest. And then to have the fairy tale ending like that, every credit to the boy.
Amazing. In tears, I'm sure, as many are and will be for a while. Probably by the end of tonight there'll be tears of a different kind, but you can plan now, I guess, can't you? I know it's been probably on hold, the whole thought of next season and where the club's at, where you're at, where your players are at.
One thing I'm planning for is to go up that tunnel.
I was going to say,
get some red light out, and then I'll go on the bus, and then we'll go and have a good bus journey home. These guys will tell you they don't come along very often, so you've got to make sure you enjoy them when they come. So we'll be planning to make sure we enjoy it. That's what we're doing.
Quite right. And listen, a word before we let Mickey go, Dean, on the fact that although the players have won the match, the manager's done miracles there.
Well, how many promotions is that you've had now? It's like, I mean, I don't mind holding your umbrella for you, because you took points off me all your career, so I'll hold the umbrella for you today, because to get that result after everything went against you, I knew how he felt. He must have been stood there thinking about packing in.
You do. I mean, you know, you've been there. You've been there, and you're just thinking, can anything else go against us here? But you just got to keep going. You just got to keep believing and show the body language to the players that we still believe that we can do this. Because if I look all down, then they maybe feed off that.
And just sprint. They've got to sprint like you at the end.
They've got to show pace like that at the end.
Sprint up that tunnel. We wish you well.
Yeah, well done.
Sorry to lose you, but congratulations, Mickey. Congratulations.
Well done.
Wow. Granty, sum it up if you can in the pouring rain here at Wembley.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I said it, what an unbelievable achievement. I said, the thing is with them, centre forwards, the two you've got up there, they're always going to give you something. And you knew he's done that all year. So, but for Mickey, I just think he got his tactics right. He didn't panic, he shuffled his pack around, he had 10 men, he used his job. Boreham would have been disappointed. Dino said it a little bit, he thought he might have had a little go a little bit earlier, because with that front two, they've always got a chance, but they'll be absolutely delighted.
Celebrating quite rightly, Mickey, with the fans in the trophy. And actually, after what happened here last year, Chris, all the sweeter.
Well, you know, we talked about it before the game. Amongst all that adversity, everything going wrong, I just had a feeling that backs to the wall, they were going to produce it, because there's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to run, is there? There's so much at stake, and I'm delighted for them, delighted for the fans, delighted for the manager. I've been there, and there's no better feeling. It's a magnificent place to be promoted.
Oh, absolutely, the best of times. It felt like the worst of times after 50 seconds, but it's turned out all right for Tranmere. Thank you very much to Dean, to Grant and to Chris. Of course, the end of a National League season that's finished, of course, in tears of a different kind for Tranmere 12 months ago. This time, it is their day. They are promoted to the Football League. Boreham Wood, commiserations to them. But Tranmere, the Super White Army, are back in the Football League.